Hi, everyone. We'll be starting in a couple minutes. Just wanted you to know I'm really glad you're here. And if you can see and hear me, would you give me a thumbs up or a 5 by 5 or some indication that we have a good audio and visual connection? Because in the past, there's been times that we didn't. I see a couple of thumbs up from to Alias 149. And Transcending Julie, one of my moderators, is here. Yay. Bets Davis. Ricky's here, disabled Army veteran. Love and light to all, absolutely. Steve and Christy are here, good. You can see and hear me good. We've got a good connection, both audio and visual. If there's any kind of a problem, I would quickly start a new live stream. We will, and I think just because we don't let that stop us, that's one of the reasons we haven't had issues recently, but I still always have a plan for just in case. Yeah, J.M. Coleman, you've caught me live. This is the monthly live stream I do. My videos usually are pre-recorded. Right before I put them on, so it's not a big lag time, but this is the one live stream I do. And you can tell a difference because my videos are recorded using Zoom, and they have a touch-up option that isn't available when I do a live stream. That's why I don't touch up too much, because when I do a live stream, you're going to see me in all my 70-year-old or almost 70-year-old glory. So I am really glad everyone's here. We got someone here from New Zealand. Wow. I know there's a big time difference, so thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate that so much. We have 42 people here. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is my understanding energetically that when you get 20 people, a minimum of 20 people, and they have a common purpose, they're aligned and in agreement in purpose, they create a change in reality. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today in the meditation. So hopefully I can connect some dots and make some sense, and you'll feel free to embrace what I say and maybe incorporate it into the energy work that you do. Because anytime you say a prayer or make a wish or hope for a change, you're doing energy work, whether you realize it or not. So let's be a little more intentional about it and embrace the power of that energy work. So I want to thank everybody that's here. And as we start, it's going to be a lot of me talking. You don't have to watch the picture. It's just me facing the camera and talking to you. Sometimes for newcomers, it's hard to say, well, when does the meditation start? The meditation actually starts a few minutes in, because it's very important that we protect our energy and our intention. So we do that very mindfully before we get going. The actual meditation part of this video is not going to take all that long, but the prep work is crucial. And the reason for that is, in the past, when people have willingly participated in an event, a meditation, or even in their worship services, in their place of worship, there have been times that their energy that they donated was transmuted, was changed, used for other purposes, kind of kidnapped. So we want to protect our energy, both our own personal energy, the energy we willingly give to the focus at hand. And that's very important that we do. Now, one of the things you'll notice, I'm very careful when I put up the announcements about the meditations and when I invite people to them. I invite two different categories to be here. One is people that want to actively participate in a positive fashion. You're welcome. I've extended an invitation to you that is never going to be revoked. Then there's people that are just curious or skeptical, and they just want to observe neutrally. You're welcome too. Absolutely. You're not doing anything to interrupt the positive flow of energy, and you are more than welcome to just sit this out and listen and observe. That is fine. What we don't welcome, but sometimes still tries to show up, is negative energy. And if any negative energy has been sent to this meditation, to those who are participating, we're going to just not give it too much time and attention. Your day is over. But we're going to gather up those negative intentions and thoughts and energy, and we're going to be sending them to the creator of all creators to be purified, perfected, and repurposed for positive means. So this was your warning that we're getting ready to do that. So I invite everybody that feels in agreement with this to join me in picturing that negative energy that might be present. I'm not sensing a lot, but there might be some. Or maybe we just derived with a little that we haven't shaken off ourselves. So let's take a second and gather it up and visualize it getting sent into just a beautiful iridescent white light, the creator of all creators, to be purified, perfected, and repurposed, and never available on this plane of existence again in negative format. So, but that means alone, we're helping to make our world go from dark to light. So take a second, 3, 2, 1. Off you go, negative energy or intentions or residue. And we will let the creator of all creators deal with it. I do lead this meditation in a non-denominational fashion. You don't have to have a particular faith walk to participate. If you just believe in the power of intention and energy and want to participate in that way, you can. I may slip up because I have a faith walk. Doesn't involve organized religion in any shape or form, but I'll try to lead this in a non-denominational way. And if I mess up, please forgive me. I'm not trying to do that or to offend anybody or to influence you to join me in a faith walk. That is not the purpose here. What we're doing is energy work, focused intention and energy work. Okay, so we've said goodbye to any possible negativity. Let's talk about the protections we want. There's 3 different types that we're going to be absolutely adamant that cannot be, there's no changing it or altering it or mitigating it in any way. The first protection we want is for our intentions. Now, those of you that are participating today in this meditation, our focus is going to be on co-creation, just talking about our abilities to be co-creators of our reality, the world around us, sometimes even just, the energy in the room. We co-create. Let's be a little more intentional about it. It's kind of where we're going with our focus. All right. And we want that intention to never be able to be transmuted, kidnapped, changed in any way across all planes of existence. So it's encapsulated in permanent protection, in perpetuity, which means forever, eternally. So the energy you give to the purpose of our focus today for co-creation is going to be safe and never be able to be changed or transmuted in any way. So picture it that. I picture like a little space capsule that's absolutely bulletproof, cannot be bothered. And so if anybody tries to siphon off a little bit from behind or to the side, above, below, it's just going to be useless for them because we are protecting our energy forever. And we are going to whatever your faith path believes in that would protect that energy, we're going to have that positive faith path provider keep that energy where we're heading, where we're intending it. So our intentions are hereby and forevermore going to be protected. The next, we want to protect the energy we give to this focus, to this meditation. Our personal energy that we are offering up, it's powerful. And there are those that are greedy for it or would love to, like I said, siphon off a little, have it for themselves. The energy we give is protected and heads towards the intentions that we visualize and no other spots forever. Now, as well as that, we have the energy that's our reserves, that's within ourselves that we're working with. So we want to have our self, our physical being, to be protected. And actually, while we're at it, let's have any aspect of our being, whether it's physical, spiritual, whatever, to be protected. And we want to work to become conduits of energy so that we don't end up after a meditation like this feeling depleted in any way. We've learned to be a conduit from a limitless, loving source of energy. So think of a rain gutter. That we can be a conduit like that, where the rain gutter takes it off the roof and down the garden path and gets used by the ground and grows flowers and the grass and everything. We're going to be a conduit. So if we do donate some of our personal energy in the process, it's going to be a mix. For me, it's a mix. I feel like little sparkles of me go into every conduit of energy I send out, but my bucket's getting refilled as fast as I pour it out. And that's a way that I've learned over time. I can make a video, offer to anyone even if my viewership became millions or billions, love, light, and everything bright, because I'm doing it as a conduit, not for my personal resources, which are finite. They have limits to what I can do energetically, and what I can offer, but not when I'm a conduit. So let's picture ourselves being conduits, protected in what we offer and refilled as fast as it goes. And over time, become those really quick conduits of energy and love and light that are so, so powerful. So we want our personal reserves always to be refilled as quickly as our energy is freely given. Okay, now physically, we need to get ready for the meditation, and we're going to do that with a couple of different practices. One is a shoulder check for stress, because this meditation is you're stopping your regular daily life, which has issues, problems, responsibilities, joys, and sorrows, and you're trying to focus on this, and you may have brought in some stress from your day. Maybe you were worried about a bill or something like that. Okay, so let's take a minute and bring those shoulders down, because we can kind of trick our body into understanding that this isn't the time for that. We're in a safe place, we're in a calm place, we've got energy we're going to be working with, and it's all just a really beautiful situation. So bring those shoulders down. If they were already down, take them down a little farther, because that feels good too. Okay, so bring those shoulders down, and just on an everyday basis, you'll know to check your stress level. I was walking around the house earlier today, my shoulders were up here, and I thought, what's up with you guys? But I've learned to be aware of that, and to make some changes in that. And that really helps to lead a stress-free life and not need to worry about your blood pressure and other issues like that. So that's all part of kind of claiming and owning our co-creating a good environment and a physical system that's operating at top efficiency. So shoulders down. Now, another thing we're going to do is take 3 deep breaths. And on those breaths, you're going to start doing some visualizing, if you so choose. Here's how I kind of lead you through it. With the first breath in, we've already sent negative energy, but it's possible there's a little residue of worry or negativity of some sort in our system. Okay, we're going to picture that breath coming in. All 3 of those breaths coming in are going to be pristine and perfect and just so full of oxygen. You're just going to feel invigorated, like when you take a deep breath outdoors on a snowy day in the mountains. Okay, you're going to have it be just that beautiful. All those breaths coming in. The first breath out, that breath is going to be kind of doing the cleansing work for your body. So it's going, as you exhale, there may be a little residue that comes out. It's going to be kind of dingy colored. And if there is, picture it going straight to that same place we sent negative energy, to be purified, perfected, and never available again. Okay, you don't need it. Second breath in, if you're good at breath work, should look perfect. If it doesn't, it'll still be a little dingy. That's okay. Send that again to be purified and perfected and repurposed. And the third breath in and out is just you're kind of at one. You're as clean and ready to go energetically inside as outside. And so let's start those breaths. Now you should, as much as possible, have your back straight, shoulders down, kind of in alignment here, because we want to have that energy flow to go as cleanly as it can. We're going to meet our loving creator where we're at, though. If you can't sit up straight, if there's a physical problem, don't worry about it. If the creator of all creators can make all that is, they can work around a little bit of a deviation in our physical form, and with no problem. No problem. So don't worry about that. We're just going to do what we can to show a willingness to meet helping hands part way. So shoulders down, back straight, first breath in, hold it for a second, and then if you need to close your eyes to picture it on the exhale, picture it going out, looking a little dingy, but going into a purification process with whatever your faith path sees as the provider of purification. Okay, now we're going to get ready for a second breath. Okay, breath in. And hold. As you exhale, make sure your shoulders are coming down, because it feels so good. And again, picture any dinginess that's still there, being sent for purification and perfection and repurposing. The third breath in should look just as beautiful going out as it comes in. Okay, back straight, Shoulders down, breath in, hold, and out. And it sparkles and it's beautiful and it doesn't need to be sent anywhere because it's doing good things right here, right now. You should feel kind of physically relaxed and ready. And now we're going to start our meditation. Okay. You think, well, what was all this about? Again, it was prep work. It was getting ready to offer energy in a very protected and intentional fashion. So, our focus this month is on co creation. I need to talk about that for a minute so you know where I'm coming from. Quantum mechanics tells us that if a system is observed, it changes how that system operates. The observation doesn't even need to be human. If you set up a monitor for it, it changes how that system operates. So think about it. The act of observation, which doesn't seem to have any action to it, can change things, can change our reality. So think about the power that might also be behind our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions. That if there is on a quantum level, a change in how something, the path of something, it has to my understanding of it is by observing it, it almost has to choose a path where before it was just going willy-nilly here and there. Okay, so if a path is chosen by observation, a path can also be chosen by intention, belief, and energy work, in Laura's view. This goes along hand in hand with the theory that we co-create our reality. Now, in time and with practice, we may get to a place where we can make an observable, immediate change in our reality. When we can, if we're hungry, picture a meal in front of us and there it is. We're not there yet. If you are, hats off to you. I think just believing that we co-create our reality. Again, the energy of the room. When people walk in, there's people walk into a room and you want to leave, and there's people like, oh, they're here, and you just relax and feel better. We have some co-creation abilities already built in us. We haven't been taught to use them intentionally. So if you accept the fact that we might have a power to co-create our reality, all that's around us, it's okay if we're starting small, if we're just adding an intention and making a change in the energy flow, even if it isn't a change in reality itself. We don't change the color of the walls or something yet. That's fine. We can change on an energetic level and start that flow where we want. Humans have a couple of very special abilities, skills, and assets. One is our DNA, which has been modified, and I believe corrections are being made for that. Another is the fact that we humans, true humans, are born with a soul that is coveted and very, very special and unique. And the soul is, I think, a source of a lot of energy. And again, like I said, there's those that want you to give it away or belittle it or what have you. It's a very precious commodity, just like our DNA is and has been. So is our soul. So let's talk about co-creating a space and a place where all of ourselves have safety, have a path of light ahead of us, that we put our energy flow into a timeline where those changes to our DNA fall away, where those trickeries that try to talk us out of our soul or make us think things are hopeless or what have you just aren't part of our reality. Again, that path ascending into higher and better timelines and possibilities and avenues. So I don't care if you want to think of it as a path that you're on, like a hiking path, or if you want to think of it as, have you ever put a leaf in a stream and watched it flow downhill? But what if you had the ability to think, go left, go right, at least a little bit for that leaf? Picture that for your intentions and where you want our timeline, our lifelines to flow and go to a destination, again, where there's more light, there's more positivity, there's much, much, much less things to worry about or have limited access to. Let's take a minute and create that for ourselves. And we're just thinking service to self. You've got to love yourself. You've got to imagine the best for yourself before you can really reach out and imagine the best for others. So let's picture it for ourselves, okay? Now, I'm not picturing anything like that I'd buy in a store or anything like that. I'm picturing an energy flow that's going to a better, higher, more ascended type of place. That's my view. Your energy flow, you might be going towards a better apartment or house. It's all individual. What do you see as an energy change you want to help co-create? Let's do that. I'm more interested in the big picture timeline. If your picture's a little focused, let's do that visualization and picture it. So take a minute, close your eyes if that helps you visualize, and picture that change happening to the flow of your energy, the path of your soul and your life and your timeline. So we're going to direct that flow intentionally, onward and upward. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. The ribbon of light that I'm picturing for the timeline change, I see it veering off to the right. I don't know why it's right and not left, but it's right. And it's getting brighter. The path is getting brighter and really beautiful hued. So that's my visualization for me. And that's the path I'm on and the path I want our world to be on. But we're not there yet. I was just picturing for myself. Now, let's picture for others, because we go from service to self, which isn't automatically a bad thing. Again, when the focus is on being the best version of yourself so you can show up and be the best version for others. Nothing wrong with taking care of your own needs and giving some thought to your wants and needs, both, not just your needs. Okay. But now let's think about others. Now, anytime I lead a meditation, I try to always make sure at least once to remind you, we do not violate other people's free will with what we do here. We are wielding energy in a very powerful way. You notice, even with negativity, I gave them a notice so they could leave, that negative energy could leave. We don't want to violate free will. So we're going to picture the next change being for others we know and love, a path that's maybe healthier or less worries, going into that ascended timeline. But if they're happy where they're at, or they have no desire to change, they like sitting on that bar stool and getting wasted every night, and that's where their happy place is, we're not going to try to violate anybody's free will. But if they were aware of the power of intention, if they were aware of the fact that they can have some creative ability to the world around them and the path our world is on, and they would embrace it if they knew and join us in it, for those people that would welcome it, we're going to send it to them, okay? And if they wouldn't welcome it, well, we're just going to love them and leave them alone, all right? Because free will is very, very much a part of how our universe is set up and runs, and we don't want to violate that. So I want you to take a minute now and picture maybe specific individuals you care about, maybe just a group of children on a playground, and picture them growing up in a world where none of them disappear, none of them have crimes done against them. However you want to picture a better world, a better place for some specific, or just thinking in general. Again, I'm thinking more big picture today, but I'm picturing my daughter, my grandson, my other family members, maybe I don't even have contact with them, if they would welcome it, being on a path that's healthier and happier and less stress, less worry, less demands on their resources, their time, their energy, their health, just a better place for them. Again, now I'm taking that path before, I was just looking at it. Now I'm gathering up my loved ones and a few extras. Like I said, I'm picturing a children's playground full of children, and we're going on that path. That's how I'm visualizing it. You're welcome to do it however it works for you. But let's take a minute and offer some energy to others, so we're not just being selfish here with what we do. Again, while honoring their free will. So gather up those we know and love that we can visualize, and they're welcome to skip out if they don't want it, okay? And picture them going on a path and walking towards a world that's lighter, that's brighter, that has less stress, less worry, less demands on their time, their resources, their health, where their possibilities they can pursue are so much wider than they are now and so much easier to pursue them. They're not like walking through mud to get somewhere or to make a change in their life. Let's picture that happening. And if those little ones like that path and they want to run on ahead and get there first, Or if they're turning back and go, "This is where I came from. I came back for you. Come on." However you wanna picture that. Picture that. Okay, well, we have talked about our purpose, protected our purpose, our energy, our intentions, and ourselves. We have visualized some co creation abilities and how we would channel them and make those quantum mechanic level changes just by our focus, just by our intention, just by our awareness. Change that. We've thought about how, yeah, even without knowing any of this, we've known people that walk into a room and make it a nicer place to be, or walk into a room and you wanna leave. They help co-create the reality with the energy they bring and the energy they share one way or the other. Then we decided to use our energy and think about positive changes for our path, for our timeline, for our potential, for our possibility, for our DNA, for our souls, everything, to think of a better potential and kind of turn and focus towards that. Divert the flow of our energy, our intention into the path that we intentionally want. We may not see a visible change right now, but I do believe our energy flow can be intentionally directed and it's powerful and it helps nearby energy flows to go to. So we thought of ourselves, we thought of others, we honored free will throughout. And I thank you very much. That's what I wanted to talk about today, what I wanted to lead you in for a visualization process and for our meditation. For those of you that this was the first time, I understand I don't lead a meditation maybe as you thought. Maybe you were picturing we be on, in leotards and yoga positions, etc. It's just a focused thought because that is so powerful. And it is joining of our own free will in some combined positive intentions for change for our world, our reality, and our timeline. So I thank you very much for being part of this, for giving your energy to this. At this point, I'm going to start kind of dialing back. I'm not leading the meditation at this point. I'm just going to let you know that I did have this live stream set up so that your live stream chat will, hopefully, if YouTube doesn't play games with me, it will be showing up after a delay. And if you had a comment that you were trying to make, or you were trying to participate and didn't have a chance to, let's talk about that. First of all, while I'm talking here and winding down, you have an opportunity to put anything in the chat you wanted to put, okay? If we end the meditation before you have that shared, or maybe you're still getting your thoughts together, or later on you want to share with us, I noticed a change in this environment or this system after we did this. I'm embracing my co-creative abilities. Maybe you'll want to come back and share a comment. You can, because this will be under the live stream tab for Laura's View and Tarot too. So you're welcome to come leave us a comment about that. And so I don't want anybody to feel like they had something to share and didn't have an opportunity to share, especially if it was positive. I want to say right now that I appreciate each and every one of you that participated. We had more than enough to change reality. And maybe, like I said, not in a big, flashy, observable way, but to really make some changes. And we've seen some results in the past. I never say we won't see something that's visible, because we absolutely could. We did in the past. We did one about having ingredients in health products be benign or beneficial. And within a matter of hours, there was a warehouse that was destroyed that was full of scamdemic protocols. So, and I heard from a longtime truther that it was a direct result of our visualization. So can't prove it, but I believe it. And I believe today, if we pictured our world going to someplace that's better, our timeline to be better, to be more focused towards an upward and onward path, we're going to help make that happen. And if you participated positively, I thank you. If you observed in neutrality, I hope next time we have a meditation, you'll join us, but you can always do it after the fact. If you just observed and didn't participate, and you go, I think I'll listen to that again, and this time I'm going to participate. That's fine, because while I'm doing this in a live stream setting, time is a human construct. You can watch this meditation years down the road and send your energy, your positive energy, because you know what's happened to any negative. You can send positive energy back to the flow of this live stream as I do it, because you're only hampered by what the limits you put on your imagination as far as where your energy can go and the power it has. And that power does include that of co-creation. We are creators. We need to embrace it. We need to foster a growth mindset for that creative ability, and just become the powerful, energetic beings that we were designed to be, even if we weren't taught to be or encouraged to be. Now you get the encouragement and the opportunity to practice, and I hope you use it well. That's it for this meditation. I thank you for being here. I'm going to count down from 10 in case someone's still typing a comment, and just wish you a wonderful day or evening wherever you're at, and thank you for participating. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. Thank you.